on. There is nothing that is created in the world in commerce today that doesn't come off of people's birth certificates. This illusion that the Federal Reserve Bank is printing money with no backing is absolutely nonsense.
Preposterous.
It's coming off the people's estates.
The labor.
When you sign your name, you create 10 units. One is for yourself, 9 is for the corporations and the government to provide some kind of underlying creation of services in the economy, so whatever you're spending your money on makes sense. Because if you signed your name to buy a house, is that house worth anything today if there isn't a paved street to drive to it? Is it worth anything if there's no water lines to provide you running water? Or sewer lines? Or how about the electric company that you want to have electricity so that you're going to be able to turn on televisions and lights and everything else? Or the gas company? All of those things are financed off of your signature. You get 1/10 of it, they get 9/10. Do they tell you you're only using 10% of your brain? Because they're using the other 90. Why are you looking at me like a deer in the headlight?
I'm still not so clear as to how to access your BC.
You're going to have to just think about it.
By signing your name to anything. When you sign a check off your bank account, that's accessing your asset account.
Why don't you even get your canceled checks back anymore? Because you're such a debtor, they're using those canceled checks as reinvestment in insurance to ensure the fact that they know you're not going to pay your bills. So they're even using your canceled checks, your evidence of payment, because your payments were all on the liability side, which belongs to them, not to you. You pay off your house, you don't even get your note back anymore because you never paid off your house. You can't pay off your house with a liability. You guys have got a lot to learn if you're not understanding what we're saying. You're living in a dream world.
Everything, your capacity, the fact that you're living, is what the entire system is based on. Our entire money system. Okay, you've heard that you cannot discharge, I cannot discharge my debt with my promise to pay, can I? If I have a debt to Jack Smith and I come to him and I say, here Jack, here's a promissory note. He's like, you already owe me. That's not doing anything. That's a novation, thanks, a new one. But it's still there. The debt's still there. However, if Stephanie comes in and writes Jack a promissory note for the amount that I owe him,
debt's moved from him to her.
My debt's discharged. Okay, now remember that. That's very important. You go around every day with Federal Reserve notes. It's promise to pay. You discharge your debt with it. Whose promise to pay is it?
Corporate United States of America.
United States. How does the United States get those Federal Reserve notes? How does it get them? Who's it get them from?
The Federal Reserve.
Federal Reserve. What do they give the Federal Reserve to get Federal Reserve notes?
A bond.
Bonds. Whose promise to pay is that?
The people.
Ours.
U.S. citizens, not the people. It's the straw man.
So the straw men promise to pay the U.S. the debt of the United States. The United States promises to pay your debt. It's a symbiotic system.
It's called socialism. You're passing your debt on to the community. So ever since 1933 was